Holy fucking shit. I mean, I already knew that this Range Rover is not the most reliable car ever made, but the list of the potential problems of this car is comically long. I guess that this feature is called the character. So, in this case, this car has a lot of character. What kind of a person buys a new Range Rover anyway? Well, I think mostly people with a lot of money and with, let's call it, a very interesting taste. However, what kind of a person buys a used Range Rover? I don't know. Anyway, this Range Rover was made from 2002 to 2012. The interior build quality of this big SUV is great. The seats are comfortable and the quality of the used materials is also on a very good level with those, real wood and aluminium trim combinations. The seat position is that kind of a "I'm the fucking king of the road" seat position with great visibility. On the other side, some of the plastic materials can be more worn and the side plastic trim on the front seats can easily crack and break. The ergonomics is also not the very best. The quality of the paint job is quite good and the corrosion protection is, most of the time, also good, but mainly on older cars you can easily find rust around the tailgate. So, as I said, this car is definitely not a benchmark for reliability. But to say the truth, the newer models from the last 3 or 4 years of production are much more reliable than the older cars. There can be often problem with the electrically adjustable steering column, navigation system itself and navigation system screen, rear light condensation, electrically adjustable and folding mirrors, fuel gauge, ignition switch, water leaking into the interior and trunk. Also, the weak battery can cause some electronic problems. There is also a known issue with the front differential connection, which can worn out pretty easily on before facelift cars made to 2006. This issue basically causes the end of the drive, which means that the car stops and you can't move it anywhere. There was also a recall for this, so you would think that for now it should be sorted out. Well, not completely, because there are still cars which will suffer from this problem. All in all, if you want to buy a Range Rover which was made before 2006 and which is equipped with one of the BMW engines, then check the front differential to driveshaft connection every 50,000 kilometers. This Range Rover is standardly equipped with the air suspension, which is great because you can easily adjust the height of the car if you want to do some off-roading. And this SUV can handle some off-roading with no problem. However, keep in mind that this car is not sporty at all, so the handling is strictly comfortable without some, let's call it, sheer driving pleasure. Check the air suspension properly before buying, it should work smoothly and quietly. This system can have often problems mainly with the air compressor, system leaks and also with the height sensors. Some of the owners used this SUV for off-roading, so check the underside of the car for damage. The more abused cars can have problems with the transfer box motor and the position sensors can also fail. This is a very heavy vehicle, so the suspension parts can be often more worn. In this case you will hear those usual strange noises from the suspension. You should be also prepared to change the brakes every 50,000 kilometers. The regular maintenance and the spare parts are expensive, so choose a car which is in possibly the best condition and which has the best regular maintenance history. The optional equipment included, for example, leather dashboard, heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, optional more comfortable front seats, rear seat entertainment package, Harman Kardon sound system, and so on. There were, of course, also those various trim levels from SE, HSE, Vosges to the most expensive autobiography. This Range Rover was available with 3 types of navigation systems. So, cars made to 2005 have the whole multimedia system from the BMW E39, including the navigation system unit, which is extremely outdated. After 2005 there was the newer touchscreen navigation system, which was better, but it still is outdated by today's standards. However, cars made after 2010 have the newest navigation system, which is still quite good and useful. This SUV had 2 big facelifts. The first was in 2006, which included new engines and some minor interior and exterior upgrades. The second facelift was in 2010. This included new headlights and taillights. The analog instrument cluster was also replaced with a digital unit, and also some new features were added. The price for this Range Rover starts at €3,999 for the cheapest one in Germany, and it goes up until €57,980. There was only one petrol engine available to 2005, and it was the 4.4-liter V8 from BMW, which is overall not bad, but it can have problem with the famous VANOS system. The petrol engines after 2005 are originally from Jaguar, and the reliability of these units are good, so they can have only regular issues. The diesel engines can suffer from some more problems, mainly the turbochargers and injectors can fail. There is also a known issue with the intercooler hoses, which can split, causing loss of performance and generally black smoke from the exhaust. But mainly the 3.6-liter can have this problem. It's very important to change the oil in the engine after maximum 15,000 kilometers, but the very best is to change it after 10,000 kilometers. All the engines have timing chain, which is usually alright, but in some cases it can be more worn. However, the timing chain tensioners are quite often worn, mainly on the BMW engines, so you have to pay attention to rattling noise after cold start. You can choose only the automatic gearbox in this car. The oldest 5-speed automatic transmission is not very reliable, and it can often break, usually around 160,000 kilometers on before facelift cars which are equipped with the BMW engines. The newer 6-speed and the 8-speed automatic transmissions are more reliable, but they can have also electronic or mechanic problems, which are obviously expensive to repair. So don't forget to check the gearbox properly before buying. It should change gears very smoothly without some kind of a strange noise or hesitation. I recommend changing the oil in the automatic gearbox as usual every 60,000 kilometers. Before buying, check the suspension parts and all the electronics. The car should ride quietly, so it shouldn't make rattling, squeaking or humming noises from the suspension. Check the exterior of the car for various paint defects or rust, which can be the sign of the resprayed body. Also check the gaps between the body panels, they should be even on the left and on the right side too. I hope that this information are helpful enough. If you have some questions or if you have personal experience with this car, then write it into comments. Thanks for watching.